I want people to fucking kill each other when we play. And he's like, no, we can't have that on every song. And I'm like, fuck, why not? Hi, I'm Piper. I am the vocalist of Roman Candle. And you are listening to the Chronicles of with Tom and Jamie.
This is where the stories roll. The Chronicles of Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, you know we love to bring you exciting bands that get the TCO Pod seal of approval, and this week is no different. This week's guests are getting ready to release their debut album, Unadulterated, on April 24th. Ooh, how exciting. So strap in, commit no blasphemous acts, and watch something happy, as this interview leads you to places you wouldn't want to go with a gun. As we welcome Piper Ferrari to bring you the Chronicles of Roman Candle.
Oh my god, I love that. That was so cool. Thank you guys.
Not at all.
We love a pun.
That was really
Well, Jamie loves a pun. Sometimes I can sit here in absolute disgust. No, I'm joking. Piper, first things first, before we really get into all the cruxy, deliciousy stuff of Roman Candle, how has your personal Wednesday treated you so far?
It's good. It is noon where I'm at. I just had coffee and my vibe bands just hit, so I'm ready to yap. It's a great day. It's yeah.
I forgot. I always get confused with time zones. Like I never remember like what sort of where you are in the day, because obviously we've now hit the end of ours, but yours has essentially begun.
Yeah. This is usually when my workday starts, is like 11 or 12. So it's great.
Nice.
What time is it where you guys are?
8 p.m.
5 past. Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's late.
Yeah. That's why we're so tired and you're wide awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
She's learning.
Please sneak that into a song somewhere. Delish.
Dude, I'm going to. Like, I love that so much. I'm literally going to do that. No one's going to know what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to make it my.
Exactly. It's going to be wonderful.
So, Piper, how we like to start these things is take them right back to childhood, back to the days of young little Miss Piper. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been music for you or something completely different?
So I always wanted to do music, but the way I was brought up, my family was like we're pretty poor growing up. I don't know how to say that other than just saying it, but so yeah, I was trying to find like a better way to word that, but yeah, I grew up pretty poor. So I always, in the back of my mind, wanted to do music. Like I would listen to like Paramore and like Evanescence, and I'd be like, oh my God, like I want to do that. And I played instruments growing up. I played cello, I played guitar, but I never thought it would actually happen. So there was always like something else that I would do that was still artistic. Like I wanted to be a writer when I was a kid, and then I got a little bit older, and then I was like, oh, what if I be a photographer? And then somehow I ended up becoming a designer in music, and then Roman Candle started, and then it was like, oh, I get to actually do this now. And it was something I never thought would actually happen. So I'm very grateful.
What I love, though, is you said Paramore and Evanescence. I mean, you couldn't be any further from those bands. Yeah. That's incredible.
They were the staples, though, growing up. Like, Evanescence was my mom's favorite band, and they're still my favorite band. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if it's cringe to say it, but I fucking love that band. And I would, like, watch all their music videos, and they'd always be on the TV or on the radio, and I'd be like, damn, I wish that was me.
And then nothing wrong with having them as your favourite band. They're my best friend's favourite band. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Evanescence?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get clowned on sometimes for saying that, but like I don't give a fuck. Like that band is so good. I think I don't know. I think being in like playing a genre like screamo or like hardcore, like a lot of people can get really pretentious. And like if I don't say my favorite band is like some really obscure band that like no one's heard of, then like I'm a poser.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, like
yeah, no, I know. I mean, it could just be the people that I've been friends with that just suck.
Yeah.
I'm blaming it on the scene, but I think it might just be the friends. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I was because I'm with you for getting abuse for your favourite band. My favourite band in the world is Kiss, so you can only imagine the abuse I've got for that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, mostly from him.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your mum's favorite band, obviously, as she loved Evanescence as well, and that sort of thing. Like, how did you even get into the alternative scene? Was it through your parents, or did you like people at school, or how did you even discover rock music?
Yeah. So my mom listened to a lot of like the mainstream, like kind of early 2000s, like new metal, like dad rock kind of stuff. But then my
Oh,
uncle, who I'm
that
really close
hurts.
with. What?
You called it dad
New
rock,
metal
and I was just
dad
like,
rock.
Oh
oh,
my God, but it is, but it
Oh,
is.
oh,
Pearl Jam is dad rock.
oh.
That's just a fact.
yeah.
It's
I love
fair.
them, but
Sorry, I didn't mean to
I'm
interrupt. Just
sorry.
speak with your answer, Piper. Sorry, it's okay. Please continue.
Um, but my uncle, who I'm really close with, he listened to he's the one that put me onto like all the cool stuff, like all the screamo, all the like he's the one that showed me Poison the Well. And he's the one
Oh,
that showed me like Saddest Landscape and like Small Brown Bike, like all those like kind of deeper cuts because he was going to shows. He's my mom had me when she was 16, I think, to put this into context. So
Okay.
he's also 16, or he's 16 years older than me. So I was just young enough, but also like to not go to shows, if that makes sense. Like they were
mm.
doing that. I couldn't quite go yet. So he was like, oh, this is the shit I listened to when I was your age, and like put me onto that. So yeah, I got all that from him.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. But at what point did you go from like, I like this sort of music, this is great, to I want to do this, like I want to front my own band and be a singer?
I was before Roman Candle, I was in this like shitty screamo band called So Without. It was like very bedroom scrams, like we recorded the whole EP in a closet. And I dude, it's there's some lore. But yeah, I remember like I think I was literally at work and I was listening to this. Have you guys heard of the band Foxtails?
No.
Yeah.
They're really, really good. I think if you like the stuff we do, they're like big inspo for me. But yeah, I was listening to them, and I think it was the first time I heard a girl screaming in a way that wasn't like super like mainstream.
Mm.
Like it was the first like true screamo, like femme vocals, and I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever heard. Actually, I'm sorry, I need to go back on that. I think the vocalist goes, I think they're non-binary, but still, at the time, I was like, wow, this is crazy. I've never heard anything like this. And then I was like, wait, I could do that. I want to do that. And then I was talking to my friends, and they were like, yeah, let's do it. And then we just wrote an EP in a closet, and that's kind of how that started.
So your vocals are self-taught?
Yeah.
Wow. It's all
I'm
I could
literally
think
just
that.
like screaming as loud as I can. Like there's no like rhyme or reason to it.
Holy shit.
That's impressive.
That's blown me away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has literally blown me away.
Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, I literally just started like screaming into a pair of like Apple headphones, and I was like, that's how it started, and then I just kept doing it.
I was going to ask, how did you even discover you can do this? Was it literally like singing along to your favorite bands and be like, hey, I'm not bad at this?
It was when I decided that I wanted to start a band with my friend Jacody. And then I literally was just in the car and I was like, can I even do that? And then I just tried. I literally just screamed. And I was like, yeah, okay, I could do that. Let's go record an album. And that's kind of just how that went. It was very like, dude, we did the whole thing in one day. And that band kind of popped off a little bit in the screamo scene. And that's how it started. Was I was just like, can I do this? Yeah, I can do it. All right, let's do it.
Love that. I absolutely love that. I love that confidence to be like, yeah, I can do this. Let's go.
Thank you.
That's incredible. That is fucking
Hard at
incredible.
first. It was really tough. Like I was so nervous when I first started like doing vocals like that like no one could be in the room when I was doing it. That's why it was I was screaming in his closet just because I didn't want anyone to see me do it. And then yeah, it's kind of still the same with Roman Candle. Like when we're recording vocals, I don't want anyone there except for Jonas. And he is only there because he has to be. Otherwise,
Oh,
I can just do it by myself.
I imagine it's more of a professional setting than a closet now, though, as well, to be fair.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. It's a
little
wardrobe
bit.
now.
Yeah. I have a
Just
microphone
increase
now.
the space. Yeah.
So that's cool.
So obviously you said you and your band So Without then. So how did Roman Candle become a thing?
Jonas, who is the guitarist, and he records and writes like everything for Roman Candle. He was in So Without for like a month. Like we played a couple shows together. We needed a bass player, and he had recorded So Without. So him and I like really bonded over music. The early 2000s, dad rock, him and I really clicked on because he's a bit older than me. Bonded over that, and then yeah, So Without fell apart, and I was like, I like writing music with you. Let's start a new band, and then that's how Roman Candle started.
So how where did Alex and Sergio come into the fold then? Was it just like, hey, we need band members? Like,
Kinda, yeah. So we had a drummer before Alex. His name's Bryson. Very talented kid. But yeah, I didn't. No bad blood. Didn't work out with him. So then we played a show in. I think it was our like one of our first couple shows we played in LA. Alex's band was playing. And it's really funny because that show, I didn't really get to talk to him. I didn't know him very well, but he like lost a bet and had to shave the top of his head, so he had to skull it.
Okay.
And this was like 2 years before him being in the band. And then Bryson leaves the band. We're looking for another drummer. Jonas is like, we should hit up Alex. And I'm like, who the fuck is Alex? And he's like, the dude that had to skull it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then we hit up Alex. Alex is hella down. And then I'm going through pictures on my phone and I find like I literally haven't spoken to this guy in like 3 years, 2 or 3 years, but I saw like I still had that picture of him and that's all I knew about him. Super cool dude though. I love that guy. He was just 100% down to be in the band. He drove out to Vegas and, talked to us a little bit. And then Sergio was just a friend of ours and he recorded with Jonas a bunch in his other bands, and he's also a really amazing bass player. So like he's a bass player too. He's not just like a guitarist that can play bass. Like he's a bass player, which is really important for us. So yeah, we were just like, hey, you want to be in this band and play shows with us and do all this? And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And that was kind of it.
Perfect.
love that.
Absolutely perfect. I asked this question because I'm always intrigued as to what came first. But
hmm
the name, Roman Candle, how did that come about? But what came before it?
Ooh, we didn't have a name before Roman Candle. We were
Okay.
throwing around ideas, but we couldn't land on anything. I suggested that we covered Roman Candle by Elliott Smith because that's one of my favorite songs. And I was like, this would be really cool if we like made it heavy. And then Jonas was like, let's just name the band Roman Candle. And I was like, that's a really good idea. Okay, there we go. It was very early stages of the band. Like we had a couple songs like kind of written, so I was just throwing out the idea of the cover and we didn't even have a name yet, and that just stuck.
I love it. That's just so easy.
It's
A lot of
brilliant.
people
Yeah,
are there for age with dictionaries or like things on in the internet, just using the Google wheel or whatever, going like something's got to come up. He just went,
yeah.
"Roll, really like that song." Oh, there you go.
Well, we were doing that at first. We were sending back just like a bunch of random ass like words and other things. There was one that Jonas had that we almost went with. I can't even remember what it was. It was a word that I didn't even know. It's a type of like artificial sweetener. Starts with an S. I can't remember what it
Oh,
was, but it's almost the name. But I said no because I didn't know if I was even pronouncing it right. So I was like, no, that can't be that one. See,
Yeah,
I can't even remember what it was. But yeah, Roman Candle was the one we were just like, yeah, let's do it.
I don't know if you want to be called or something after an artificial sweetener. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really.
It
Do you
doesn't
know what
fit.
No, I think if you, especially if you listen to you as well, it'd be like, oh, they're named after a sweetener, and you're there like melting faces.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
this isn't very sweet.
oh, it's absolutely glorious. Um,
But oh, sorry.
no, no, yo.
I was going to say, like, considering you guys first released music in 2022, you've currently got what 2.8 million streams, 400,000 YouTube views. Like, how did you go about getting your name out there? Because that is fucking impressive numbers, considering you've only been going what 4 years.
Thank you. Yeah, we got really lucky. We had a video of us playing an empty pool in Vegas. There was this really packed show, and it was when we first became a band. We had only been a band for like maybe 5 or 6 months when we played that show, and it popped off, and a video of us went viral on TikTok, truthfully. And that just kind of
Okay.
was the start of it. Then after that, we just played a million shows off that EP. which is crazy, dude. Like we traveled to the UK, we traveled all around the States, just off 5 songs, and I still
That's
think like that still blows my mind. It's fucking insane.
That's
from a
nuts.
social media platform to just go, all right, cool, now you're world famous, you're going to go to Australia, go to Kuwait, let's just go to Antarctica. You know what I mean? You're going, hold on, what the fuck?
Dude, it was like overnight. It was crazy. That video went viral, and then I got Jeremy Bolm from Touche hit us up and wanted us to play their I think it was a stage 4. No, It Survived by anniversary show. And that was the first like really big show we played, and then it was just up from there. It was crazy because before that, like we had shows in Vegas that were popping off. And we played a couple shows in like Southern California, and like they weren't bad. They were fine. But it just like literally took off. It was like a spark.
Mad.
Unreal. Amazing. Well, this power of social media is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. It's crazy. I hate to say it, but it really is.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
really powerful tool. Like fuck TikTok, but also like I wouldn't have this without it. So
So thank you, but fuck you, but thank you so
yeah,
much.
exactly.
Weirdly, oh,
Go on, Jamie.
I was going to say, that weirdly enough, my next question was about social media and platforms like TikTok because they are playing such a big role in bands nowadays. I was going to say, is that something you embrace? But the fact you just said "fuck you, TikTok," I'm going to guess no.
I mean, I embrace it in the sense of like I know it's a necessary evil. And like
Yes.
I get on the guys a lot in the band because they're all old heads and they don't want to use social media and I get it. Like it's an evil platform, but it's also like there's kind of no way around it right now, unless you're a band that has like been established and like already has like a good following that you had before social media, it's really hard to do much if you're not active on it. And even like for myself, like I'm a graphic designer outside of the band, and like I get all of my work from Instagram. Like 90% of the client work I have is directly from Instagram. And it sucks, but it's also, I don't know, it's a necessary evil. I don't agree with bands though that are like trying to write a song so they get a trending audio on TikTok.
Mhm.
I think that's a really like depressing mindset to go into it with. I think there's a way to do it that is authentic, and can still be successful.
Yeah.
I think that if you can find that balance of like staying true to yourself and true to what you want to do, but also like still feeding into the algorithm just a tiny bit, being consistent with posting is kind of just the biggest thing. It's not about like writing a song that people will put over a slideshow of pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Your lyrics, Piper. You mentioned earlier that you said that you wanted to be a writer at some point when you were younger, and obviously now you're sort of putting that in there with the band at the same time. Are they very personal to you? Do you then write something a bit more story based or political in any way? Where's your inspiration come from?
It's all personal. I think it's really cool when bands like are able to be like political and write about stuff like that. I don't think that I'm that person. I think that with the kind of stuff we're doing, it has to be really personal for me to like
Hmm.
really like, get that level of like aggression out. But yeah, it usually starts off with like some kind of like poem or like, a string of words that really doesn't make sense. And then I come up with a pattern, like vocal pattern. And then when I go to the studio, then Jonas and I are kind of like rearranging something I already had made to fit song format. So like repeating lines and then like, adding things to fit like a certain pattern. It's a lot of back and forth. There's no just like I'm writing a song, here's the song.
Okay.
Mm, I like that.
Because I love it. What I absolutely love in Blasphemous Acts when you say "run for your life," but you like whisper it and then it just goes straight in. Absolutely
Thank
fucking
you.
loved that.
Thank
Um,
you.
but can we watch something happy? When you also sang "If I didn't do anything, why do I feel so guilty?" Was just like, oh, oh,
Thank you. Oh my God.
yeah, I absolutely love it. So yeah, no, that was just like moments like things like that where it's something so simple as 4 words when you say "run for your life" and then just boots in, makes you want to go like, oh, I'm just gonna pick this fucking wall in or something. It's like
Yeah.
just it's unbelievable that the power that has.
Thank
Um,
you.
I know that obviously I'm not going to say it's just because you're here. I'm going to say it's because it's also true. The album is fucking incredible.
Thank you so much.
I literally sent it. Well, I didn't send it. I sent some of the songs that are on Spotify.
It's
Just to
okay to leak.
clarify, anyone listening.
No, I don't care. Honestly, I think that's kind of cool. I wish someone would leak it. That'd be kind of sick.
Okay.
Like, damn, you guys like it that much? That's really fucking cool. Go ahead.
But
The
yeah,
gangster. No, I'm not
I got
joking.
some friends that I know are into that sort of scene as well, and I was like, "You need to listen to this." And she was like, "Oh my god, this is so me. Thank you so much." And
Yeah,
then I
thank
think she's just got your back catalogue blasting out on her Alexa as we speak. Um, but to be honest with you, I don't know where I was going with this. I loved the lyrics are in there. Yeah, I've even wait, bear with. I've even taken a snapshot, right,
Oh wow.
of
Uh-huh.
consider me when you're not in the room. The fact that at the end when you say consider me even though I fucking hate you, but you absolutely went hell for fucking leather, and I was like, yeah, Piper, like fucking yeah, I'm with you. I fucking hate them too.
Oh my God, thank you. Dude, that's something I try really hard to like um I want all of our lyrics to be very like direct and like in your face. Like I don't want I think the like something happy is a good example. Like people listening to that, I want it to be like, "Oh, what is the song about?" But I don't want anyone to read the words and be like, "What does that mean?" Like I don't ever want to go
Yeah.
too like poetic with it, you know? Like I love lyrics that are just very blunt and honest and just like, "No, I'm saying exactly what I'm saying and I'm not hiding behind any fancy words or, you know, metaphors to get it out there."
Yeah.
I love it because there is a lot of bands where you listen to the lyrics and like, it's beautiful, but I don't really know what it means. But
Yeah.
you guys are just like, yep, got it.
Yeah. It means I hate you. That's it, you know?
You mentioned earlier about the graphic design and stuff like that because you do all the visual design for the band as well. Is that like important to you to have that hands-on approach for this project, or is it just a way of saving money at the end of the day as well?
No, it's really really important to me. I just love doing it. I love my job, and you know there are times where I'm like, fuck, like I wish, like I'm so busy. I wish I could just pass this on to someone else. And you know, I know actually we did. The little star logo that we have, I
Hmm.
hired my friend Harry, who's a very talented designer. He's one of my favorite designers because there are times where like I overthink it too much because it is so
Hmm.
personal to me that like
Yeah.
I'll go back and forth. Like that little star, it looks so simple, but like I've been trying to come up with something like that since 2022.
Holy
And
shit.
I literally did like everything I made. I was like, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. So I outsourced for that. But I don't know, it's important one because like I get to do whatever I want and I don't really get to do that with design stuff. Like it's always like I'm building it, but I'm always building it for someone else.
Yeah.
And like I have the personal stuff I post on Instagram, which is just like a print or something, but to have something like physical that is like I had every say in this is really important to me.
I love that. The album artwork as well is so
Thank
fucking
you.
cool. I don't know why this really stood out to me. I love the way it says Unadulterated, an album by Roman Candle. I don't know why, but just that an album by bit really captured my imagination. I was like, no one does that. That's brilliant.
Thank you. Typography is really important to me, so that was important to have that on there. And also I was thinking like when I'm at a record store and I'm just like browsing albums, like that would stand out to me for sure. Like
Hmm.
just seeing the text because like you said, no one really does that. It's usually just like a picture on the album cover, which is cool, but you don't really see a lot of super text heavy covers, so thank
No,
you.
it's brilliant. It really is. But let's talk about the album coming out April 24th, Unadulterated. How does it feel? How excited are you? So close to getting this out there now.
I'm so excited, dude. We've been working on this. Like I said, we put out our first EP in 2022, and we've been working on this since then. Um, so I'm so excited to get it out there. I'm excited to play new songs too. Like I'm so sick of playing those 5 songs from the EP. So yeah, I'm stoked. We really poured our hearts into it, and I'm happy it's finally coming out.
You've released 7 singles off it already. So, like,
Hmm.
over half are already out. Like, have they been well received? And is that something you wanted to do to give people a bit of a flavor and a bit of a taste of what's to come?
Yeah, I don't. The 7 singles part was not entirely. I wasn't super stoked on that. That was more of a label call, to be honest.
Okay.
And that goes back to the social media thing because like everyone's attention span is so small nowadays that
Yeah.
like you have to always like you have to be really in everyone's face to be like we're coming out with an album. Here's a million songs. I think we could have gone with like five personally, because I hate that like the album's gonna come out and there's only like three songs that people haven't heard, which is like I don't know, kind of sucks. But at the same time, it helped a lot. Like I feel like we were able to, landing those stupid Spotify algorithmic playlists is that shit helps a lot. And it helps a lot, like, to constantly be like, here's something, here's something, here's something. Pay attention, pay attention. So yeah, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah, because a lot of people now are like, that was amazing, what's next? That was
Yeah,
amazing, what's next? So when the album comes out on the 24th, hopefully people are like, oh shit, it's just like quite a few times, and hopefully don't go, that was fantastic, what's next? What's coming out next?
yeah, I think it is going to be exactly like that. And it got to like I think after our fifth single, everyone was like, "Okay, where's the album?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like what are we doing? Like, what is this all leading up to?" I think it was a little, I don't know, it was a little excessive, but it unfortunately did work. So I will say the label was right.
Yeah. So it's like they knew what they were doing, bastards.
They did. God damn it! I wish they didn't.
But what made you go EP album? Because I know a lot of bands tend to go EP. Let's maybe just try a little bit more EP again. You know what I mean? And maybe like get a feel for it. But you've just gone, nah, fuck it. Here's a full length. Enjoy that.
I think a lot of that was we were touring so much on the EP that we didn't really have time to write another EP. And
Okay.
also, like, because everything happened so fast, we were getting so many label offers, which is so cool. Not complaining. Like, that was so sick. But, like, they all immediately wanted an LP. They immediately wanted, like,
Okay.
they didn't want, they didn't want to sign us for an EP. So it was just the pressure to do something huge right after was like from the start that we didn't really have an option.
Did you already have songs in the back pocket though when that was coming around? Did you already have, or was it a case of fuck, we need to write a full length and now?
Yeah, we had a couple. So the first song we wrote after the EP was Nothing Is Original.
Yeah.
We wrote that one. And then we had, I think, after Nothing Is Original, I think it was Something Happy. Because I know we were playing Something Happy and Nothing Is Original as unreleased songs on every tour we went on because we needed, we can't play a full set with just five songs.
Yeah.
I was really stoked on that. And even with the two songs, it was still like the EP is so short, it was still like a 12-minute set.
Oh,
Like
fucking
it was
hell.
kind of funny. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so we had those two, and then we took a long time off. I think we took close to a year off of playing shows, which kind of bit us in the ass. But yeah, we did that to really focus on building out the full length.
Where did the name Unadulterated come from?
I don't know. It just spawned like in my head. I don't know where it came from, but we actually had the album name picked out before we wrote any of the songs for it, which I think
Oh,
really helped develop the theme of the album.
did the writing process, the record, any of it, did any of this album at all, any of this record push you out of your comfort zone? Were there any moments where you're like, I think I want to try this and see if people, will resonate with this? Or was it a case of, let's just stick to Roman Candle, what we do, here you go?
No, I think all of it was very out of our comfort zone. There was a lot of times too where like Jonas, I really wanted to go heavier with this album. I think Discount Fireworks was, I think it was cool. It's really emo, and that's just not like me anymore. I didn't want to like just cry about like things that had happened, like I'm past that. So I kept trying to go heavier, and it was really Jonas that kind of kept pulling me back in. Like, no, we got to stay a little bit true to Discount Fireworks. We still need the soft parts. We still need, kind of the talky parts. But a lot of vocally, a lot of that was very out of my comfort zone.
Hmm.
I love the talky parts as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I think it's just got that nice little bit of mix. Do you know what I mean? It's just like it's almost like you've had a bit of like a what's the word I want? Not appetizer. A little bit of a just a bit of sauce. And here we go again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I could just picture Nate, but Jonas, I'm not sad now. I'm angry. I want to tell people I hate them. Let me shout at them.
That's kind of literally how it went. He'd be writing like a melody or like let's slow down here, and I'm like, no, I want people to fucking kill each other when we play, and he's like, no, we can't have that on every song, and I'm like, fuck, why not?
I love that. Oh, the other thing I love, the song titles are fucking brilliant. Like, this band has led me to places I wouldn't go with a gun is one of the greatest song titles I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Where do these come from? Is it is this all you?
Yeah, it's all me. The working titles are actually very serious. It usually goes the other way around with bands, where like the working titles are silly, and then they turn it into something like legit when the album comes out. But I wanted the reverse. I feel like the content is so heavy and it's so angry that like I don't know, we need to have a little fun with it. And also like I love like there's a lot of bands in the early 2000s that did that. And I
Yeah.
loved it so much where like the song title has literally nothing to do with the song. That is like my favorite trope in music. So yeah, a lot of it was like inside jokes. This band specifically, that song, I don't know if you guys ever saw that like meme on Twitter, but it was like pussy has led me to places I wouldn't go with a gun. And I thought that shit was so funny. And then like we had this fucking scary ass experience in this stupid ass small town in Idaho, that literally like inspired the title for that one. Because I literally never would have ended up in that city if we hadn't been on tour.
Love that. It's what
And
was
I'd
the
never
one
do
that
that.
what's the one that made me
Can,
laugh? For once, my
can we
hands are
talk
still.
about that, or is it? It's like
Oh yeah, we could talk about it. We could talk about it.
okay.
It was like 2 in the morning and I don't know where we were driving from, but we were in Idaho and I really had to pee. And I was like, Jonas, like you gotta pull over. And there was no bathroom. So we first exit we saw after like 45 minutes was Malta, Idaho, which is like this stupid little small town. And we find a gas station and it was like gas station and like cornfield. I don't even know if it was a cornfield, but it was like a big field like behind it. And the gas station was closed, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go behind the shed of this gas station and pee. But then I heard like a little girl's. Do you guys believe in ghosts?
No, but
Okay, well,
No.
I do.
okay.
Jonas does too. But I heard like this little girl's voice say, "Dad," and like there was fucking no one there. Like it's like 2 in the morning. The gas station's closed. There's a couple houses, but they're so far, like separated from each other that I have no idea. I don't know if that was like I think it was a ghost. It could have been like some weird like sketchy setup thing that I didn't want to be a part of. I don't know. I felt like I was gonna die. I didn't even go to the bathroom. I like literally buckled my belt back up, ran to Jonas. He was pumping gas, and I was like, "We need to leave right now, like right this second." And
Holy
he was
shit!
like, yeah, dude, it was fucking scary. And he saw how like scared I was. I didn't even question. He was just like, okay, put the gas nozzle back. We got in the van. And then as we're leaving, I see a dude on a bike, but he's riding his bike like towards the freeway where there's literally nothing over there. Also, it's 2 in the morning. Why are you on a bike? And there's like no street lights. It was dark as fuck.
What
So
the
the whole
hell?
dude, it was so
Fuck.
scary. And like I would not have been in that situation if I wasn't in a band. So
Yeah.
this band has led me to places I would not go with a gun. I would not go back there if I had a gun. I would never go back to Malta, Idaho. No one should go to Malta,
Mind
Idaho.
you, guns would be useless against ghosts anyway.
Exactly. So what am I gonna do? I'm
But
fucked. Yeah.
yeah, well, true. But this is not a piss take. I'm just curious
Uh-huh.
on the ghost front.
Mhm.
Why are there no dinosaur ghosts?
That's a good question. That's a good plot hole.
Yeah,
For
sorry. That just is the first that came to my head. It's like, but I'm not saying like ghosts aren't real. People are entitled to believe what they want to believe. That's nothing for me. I'm not here to say, actually, I think you'll find, the jury's out on that one. They're not real. That's just how I feel about it, from a personal perspective. But then I was
yeah.
thinking, but if there's obviously human ghosts, why is there no dinosaur? But the cats, there's animals, isn't there? The pets and stuff. Surely
Yeah,
people have
yeah.
seen that. Yeah. So where are the dinosaurs?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sorry.
there are. Maybe there are, and they just like maybe they don't know how to talk to us.
Or
They don't
they've
speak.
passed on to the next world now because it was fucking ages ago. I
Yeah,
don't know.
hopefully, honestly, if that is real, hopefully they went somewhere else because that's been forever ago.
But yeah, that sounds horrific. How could you pump gas if it was closed?
The like inside was closed, but like the
Just
um
to pay the pump thing.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I got
Was
really confused for a second then. I was just like, fuck it, let's take
oh
gas,
yeah,
quick, quick, quick.
where are you guys from?
The
UK.
UK.
Yeah, in the UK, you have to like actually go up to someone to pay for gas, right?
Well, we can actually do it at the pump now here as well, but I don't think we've had it for very long. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how we've led down our path down to talking about paying at pumps. Sorry. Yeah. By the way, can you just come back to the UK now, please?
We are in September. I'm
Sorry.
so excited.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna be out there
Perfect.
we're playing the UK. We have a bunch of dates out there, and then we're playing like a couple dates in like the rest of Europe, like Germany and Italy and like um Prague. I don't know the exact cities, but yeah, we just got the offer for it last week.
Ooh.
Perfect. Have you even announced that yet?
No, I'll tell you guys after the call who it's with though. I'm really excited. I don't know if I can say, but
Ooh.
I'm really, really excited. We are
Okay.
going the first like I think week out there, we're gonna be doing a headlining run because we have a couple festival dates and then we're playing with a band from out here, from
Okay.
Seattle, coming out there with us.
Okay.
Ooh,
Amazing. Okay.
exciting.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Exciting.
We'll get to that after. We'll get to that after.
Yeah.
Um. Oh. Okay. I'll empty September's calendar out. So I'm going to be completely free. Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, Joe.
I was gonna say, going back to the record, the last single you released was "Blasphemous Act." Um, did I read this song was like the last song written for the record and only just made it or something like that?
Yeah, dude, we I had this idea for the song. So this was in January. The album has been done in full since like last summer. I want to say like July or August, I think.
Oh, wow.
Is maybe even earlier than that. It's been done for a minute. Um, so in January, I had this idea. I started playing the cello again. And my friend Taylor was like, it'd be really cool if you opened a song with a cello. And I was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. And he's like, yeah, it'd be really cool too if you had a music video and everyone was like stage diving around the cello. Like, you should do that. That'd be sick. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I'm like calling our manager, is it too late to do this? I'm talking to the guys, is it too late? Like, we have to. And they like were really hesitant. They're like, I don't know. We have like a week. I don't know if we can do that. And I'm like, dude, we wrote our first EP in like 2 days. Like, we got this. I promise we got it. So I kind of, yeah, I was like, we're gonna do it. And then we did, and then it just barely made the cut on the album. I wanted something heavier. I feel like the album was lacking, like, it needed more breakdowns. It needed just like a really angry song without any soft parts, I think.
No
True.
soft parts, but a cello. Fucking love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You know?
How do you arrange like the track listing for the record? Like, obviously, you say it was themed around the unadulterated sort of thing. Like, do you get a say in where the songs are going, or was there, you say "Blasphemous" Act" was the last song written, is now the first track on the album?
Yeah, that was my call. So the rest of the placement was all Jonas. He produced the album, so he
Okay,
recorded everything, and then we had someone else mix and master it. But so he's really good at like the flow. He wants the album to kind of be able to loop, and I suggested putting Blasphemous Act first because it's kind of a nod to our first EP. Because that EP opens with like that kind of like open string like hum reverb kind of thing, and I
yeah,
thought it was the cello was kind of similar to that, so I thought it'd be cool to kind of nod back to the first thing.
yeah,
I
exactly.
love
Like,
that.
thank you for your time. We are now moving on to this. It's
Exactly.
it's been fun.
Yeah.
We said earlier, like, you released a bunch of singles off the album, but obviously there are songs that people still haven't heard yet. Of those songs, are there any that you're really like particularly excited for people to hear?
Yeah, I think for Once My Hands Are Still, everyone that has listened to the album already really liked that track. And I was really iffy on that. I almost cut it entirely. So I think that one, I'm excited for people to hear that because it's so different. But I'm also really excited for I Can't Stop Winning. I think that song is cool. I like it lyrically a lot too. I think that's some of my favorite lyrics on the album.
Amazing. I love it. But looking back, like we've mentioned Discount Fireworks. Obviously, it's been quite a bit of time since then. You've recorded this new album stuff, you've signed to a label, all this sort of stuff. But how would you say you've grown as a band since then? Like you guys working together and stuff like that. How would you say you guys have grown since that debut EP to now?
I think the EP was very candid. It was very just we want to write music, and we didn't really think like we thought about it, but we didn't overthink a whole lot on that. because we weren't expecting like anything out of it. We were just expecting to like play some local shows, maybe a few shows in like Southern California. So it was just very this it is what it is, you know? But this album, you know, I think with the label and all the touring and all the attention we got, like it really made us think a lot more on everything.
Mm,
Which is both good and bad. I think that like a lot of things are really intentional on this album. And but at the same time, like because Jonas is a producer and because he's the one recording everything, we redid everything a lot. Like I think Jonas re-recorded his guitar tracks at least a dozen times. I'm not even being dramatic. Like to find the right tone and to like, you know, change parts and do all that. Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. I think another thing too that we did on this album that we didn't really do on Discount Fireworks is like we'd start with the instrumentals and then I'd do vocals over it, and then
mm.
Jonas would go back and then he would rewrite his parts kind of centered around my vocals, which is really cool. And we didn't really do that on the first one.
Do you feel like sometimes you can overdo it? Like you can over tweak it and over change things?
Yeah, I think we were getting to that point at the end for sure. Um, and I think that our manager gave us like a hard deadline
Yeah,
on when we
nice.
needed to turn it in to someone to have it mixed. And I think having that deadline was really, really helpful for us. Because like I said, we were going back and forth on it for like a year.
That's so wild. It must be
Like,
you must be itching to have had it for so long, and
yeah,
it's not been like itching to get it out.
yes.
But going back to when you mentioned that you literally went viral overnight, how did that feel to you personally to be like, oh, we just play a few shows here and there, we have a bit of fun here in Vegas, to now going, holy fuck, like I'm going around the world.
Dude, it was crazy. Excuse me. It was crazy and it was so unexpected and it was like really overwhelming at first, I'm not gonna lie. Like, because when it all happened, like we didn't have a manager at the time. We didn't have an agent, so it was just like it was all Jonas and I like just kind of handling everything on top of like our day jobs. You
Yeah.
know, which you know a lot of musicians do, but to go from like a very normal paced like
Yeah.
early stages band to like overnight, like I'm on the phone with Jeremy Bolm about like playing a sold out show at the Region. It's just like, dude, like I didn't even know how to process it, and it was really crazy.
It's
Fascinating.
deserved, but I always wonder how, like, on a personal level, you go, well, fuck, I've just, I just closed the computer down for 5 seconds. Now all of a sudden I'm getting phone calls here to go and play shows here, here, and here. I've now got to get a passport and travel over here. I've never been to these
Yeah,
places before. There's no one that can now sort, you say, like you mentioned about the graphic design stuff, how you sometimes you could just pass things on, even though you'd rather do it yourself, sort of thing. It's one of those moments where you're like, I wish I could just have someone just deal with this bit for me while I
yeah.
focus over here.
Dude, I wanted that so bad. It was so overwhelming. There was a couple months where I was just so stressed out trying to manage all of that on top of like work stuff. I think I was working at the time. I do like full-time like contract work for Guitar Center out here, which is a very like corporate design job, and I work with them for a couple months at a time. So I was doing that, and I was also doing my freelancing stuff. Like my freelance career had really started to take off at the same time, and then I was also doing all the stuff with the band. So it was just, and yeah, it was a lot. It was overwhelming, but I mean, it was cool. I'm very grateful for our manager Ray. He hit me up and he wasn't even managing bands at the time. He was doing A&R for Roadrunner and he gave me a
Oh
call.
wow.
Yeah, that was crazy to me getting that call. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like this is fucking crazy. But he manages Bo Burchell. He's a producer, but he didn't manage bands. And during our phone call, I think we were on the phone for like 2 hours. I was kind of like, "So how would you feel about like managing my band, maybe?" And he was like, "Let me think about it." And then the next day, he was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And he picked us up, and I'm so grateful that he did because he handles everything, everything that we need, and any questions I have, even if I'm just like, "Is this good? Like, are we
Yeah.
doing this like?" Like he's great. So I'm so grateful for that. And then also
Yeah.
getting an agent too was super cool because handling booking by yourself on top of everything else is like It's
Yes,
Yeah, 'cause
insane.
you mentioned obviously all the label offers coming through. It's like how do you know what's good and what's not? Like how do you know? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
shifting
that
through it
too.
all.
Yeah, getting all the label offers. I was so grateful for Ray because he navigated us through all those calls too. I don't know what to ask those people. I've never been in this situation. Like
Exactly.
I don't know what's a good deal or a bad deal. And like there were absolutely times where he was like, "This is a terrible deal. Don't do this." He had a friend who was a lawyer who really helped us like go over the actual contracts of everything and make sure we weren't getting like screwed over. So
Go
that's
on, Ray.
I was like, go on, Ray, you legend.
yeah,
Legend.
dude,
Yeah.
he's a fucking legend. I love that guy. If he ever doesn't want to work with us anymore, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I would like just spiral. Like I don't know what I'd do without him, dude.
I don't think you'll ever have to worry about
No, I'd
Yes.
hope not.
Your song on the next album. Where are you, Ray?
that.
Yeah, I would. I absolutely would. I would name a whole album after that man. That's how much I love him.
You were saying earlier like how it was quite overwhelming and stressful, but at the same time though, if someone said to you, "Would you have it any other way?" You'd be like, "Fuck no! Like, give
No.
it me."
Oh God, no. No, yeah, I hope I don't come off like I'm complaining because I'm
No, no,
I'm
no,
so
no, no.
grateful for it and like yeah, it was overwhelming, but like I'm so grateful for it. And it was cool too being able to like do a little bit of that ourselves because we learned like what goes into it and also we learned a bit of like no one can really fuck us over now because we know how things work. I think merch is a big thing
Yeah.
where we learned that like because we like when we dropped our first order when we dropped the first album on vinyl it was insane. Like I am so grateful, but we had like an absurd amount of orders on that and learning that process and like designing merch, getting it printed, making sure a printer isn't screwing you over with the prices, learning how to like pack and ship 600 orders out of my living room. Like it was really cool to learn all of that.
That's nuts.
God damn, it is insane. But I obviously I know you weren't complaining about it. I was just curious how you go from being a small Vegas band to all of a sudden, overnight. It's like so. I know you weren't complaining about it. Don't worry, it's absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't have it any other way, but yeah, it was overwhelming for sure.
So, looking ahead at the future, you've got quite a few shows lined up, supporting Spirit World. You've got some headline shows, Viva Fresh Vegas, greatest name for a festival I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
How excited are you for these shows, especially to play new songs?
I'm so excited. So excited to play new songs. We kind of already have been with the singles coming out, but like we're still playing. It's like half of the EP, half of the new songs. So I'm really excited to kind of phase the old ones out. Really, really excited for the Vegas show at the Strat, the Viva Thrash Vegas. It's a Sick New World sideshow, which is
Oh,
cool because I fucking love that festival. And the bands that are on it are really cool. So I think that's the show I'm most excited for. And to play the Strat too, like that is there's not really shows there, like ever. And we're playing like next to a pool. It's a casino, not really like a venue. So to play there is like it's also just like such a monument in Vegas. Like the Stratosphere is like, you know, it's not like the best casino, but it's like the one everyone recognizes. So it's cool to play there.
you need to get people so wound up now they start fighting and throwing each other in the pool during your set.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hope so.
That pool, one of you fuckers is going in it. Let's go.
Someone's gonna drown. Maybe close to it.
And that's on your album release day as well.
Yeah. Dude, this whole time I thought it was on the 26th. So we were gonna play like a small album release show, just like with us and some of our friends, and then it got announced and the 24th was on the flyer, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's even better because
Yeah.
that's you know?
Oh, that's
Are you
incredible.
are you going to cater your festival shows with your own tour show, like gig shows? Are you going to cater the lineup, the set list differently according to what you're going to be playing, whether it be festival or gig?
We might. I think we're gonna do a cover for that because it's a
Oh,
signature sideshow. We're kind of thinking about doing a Deftones cover.
oh,
I think it could be fun. I think that would translate kind of well too with like my vocal style, which is it's hard to do a cover because like I can't do a lot of the things that like my voice is so different compared to like a lot of male vocalists. So that's
Yeah.
always a struggle with covers. But yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're definitely probably gonna play a heavier set for that one, just because of the show. Like there's Norma Jean and Tsunami on
Yeah.
it, so I think we got to cater that one a little heavier than we will the rest of the tour.
Amazing.
which you're very happy about, I can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm so stoked. The rest of the guys, they're like, we just want to play the songs that are good, and I'm like, well, I want to play the songs that people are gonna move to because that's what matters here.
Just limbs are flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like my perspective when we're playing shows is a little different than theirs. Like they're locked in on their instruments, but I'm seeing the crowd and I see
Yeah.
like, okay, this song might be like the better song, but we want the energy because that's what gets people to keep coming back. So we need to play the songs that might not be as fun for us to play, but it's fun for the crowd to dance to, I think, is always
100%.
That's what it's about.
yeah.
So, a question I always like to ask as we head towards the end of these things: if someone's listening to this and they're like, "I like the cut of her jib. I'm going to go check out her band," if they've never heard you before, what's one or two songs from the Roman Candle back catalogue that you think will really give people a good idea for what you guys are about?
I think Something Happy is all around. It's my favorite song, and I think it's the most us song. Like I think it's got the melodies, it's got the breakdown, it's got, a lot of variation in vocals. I think that one is the one I always recommend. I think aside from that, um, maybe Fire in the Night Sky Forever, I think is another really good representation of us. I think that one has a little bit of everything too.
Something Happy was my favourite one off the album, so I'm going to double up on that one.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Fire Nights Go Forever. It's like one where you absolutely belt out a scream. I think it is
Yeah.
that track. Yeah. Oh, that was phenomenal as well. That
Oh
was
my
on my.
Dude, getting that down because I wanted to do like a bleh right there,
Yeah.
but I can't do that. Like I literally like I tried for like I kid you not, we were recording that for like 4 hours, like that same thing, and I was like crashing out, like dude, I just can't do it. And then my girlfriend was there actually at the time, and she was like, "That's not you. Like you can't do it because like that's not what you do." So then I literally took a shot of whiskey with Jonas, went outside, smoked a cigarette, came back inside, and I think combo of like whiskey, cigarette. I'd been doing this for 4 hours. I was pissed off. That's just we ran with that one. Like that was like the perfect combo to get that
It's
that
fucking
down.
awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know I could do that. Like that was just a very in the moment thing.
I love the idea of you doing it and everyone's going like, what the fuck just happened?
They literally did. They were just like Jonas like pressed on his little thing from the other side of the room and he was like, "That's the one. You can come inside now."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, sweet." After 4 hours of me screaming.
Oh, thank you.
It's when he turns around and goes, "I forgot
It was
to press
brutal.
record. Can you do that again?" I'm like, no!
Yeah. Oh my God, I would have lost it.
Oh, Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. I have one more. When you first started this journey, being in like So Without and wanting to be a writer, and then getting into bands, etc., and then just hiding in closets and screaming your heart out, did you ever think that this is where you would be today?
Not at all. No. I think that starting out, I always thought it would be just kind of something I did for fun here and there. I never imagined that we'd be playing the venues that we're playing or going on the tours that we're playing, and I'm so grateful for it. Like I think it's so cool, and I want to keep doing it. I want to keep going up from here for sure. It's addicting. Like
Yeah.
being on stage and like the energy you get from the crowd and like seeing people scream your words back at you and seeing people
Oh,
like
Yeah.
the dancing and the stage diving and everything, like seeing that as someone that has always just gone to shows or just played like, little small Vegas shows, like to be the person on stage is like the most addictive feeling in the world.
I absolutely love it. And from listening to the album, it's fully deserved. And I'm very excited to see where you guys go. And I'm also very excited for September. So,
Dude, me too. I love playing out there. The first tour, or the last tour we went on in the UK was my favorite tour I've ever gone on. It was so much fun. You guys have a great scene out there.
oh,
Like everyone is just so like stoked. And like the energy is like so unmatched. Like I've never felt so like welcomed and appreciated being anywhere than I did when we played the shows in the UK.
Makes me so happy to hear.
It's serious. Like if I could play out there all the time, I would. Like if flights to go out there weren't $1 million, like I think
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
tour the UK like more than we tour out here. We all loved it so much.
Always
that's
welcome.
Thank you.
absolutely. Before we let you get out of here, plug social medias, websites. Where can people find you out in the world?
Yeah, we are at Roman Candle X on everything. We're not straight edge, but Roman Candle was taken. I just put an X at the end of it. And then my Instagram is at Piper Ferrari _. If anyone needs any design work, I do a lot of album art and merch for a lot of bands, and I love doing it. So hit me up for sure.
Absolutely incredible. Piper, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us today. It really means the world.
Thank you guys so much for having me and for being stoked on the album. We've been working on it for so long, and the fact that people are interested in talking about it and are listening to it, like genuinely means the world to me. So thank you.
Not at all.
That's all. I'm just gonna keep sharing. I'm just gonna keep fucking sharing it with people. Like, you need to listen to this now.
Thank you. Dude, like I can't express like enough how much that means to me. And I know you guys like probably hear that a lot. I'm sure every musician feels the same way, but it really is something like conversations like this I can't ever take for granted. It's so crazy to me. I still like am in my mindset that I was in 4 years ago when we started the band of like, oh, that's cool, people are listening. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm sure you get a lot of people who you speak to in interviews, that sort of thing, always say like, "Oh my God, it's fine," but I genuinely loved it. Like,
You.
you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm here just, just feeding it. Oh yeah, I'll feed her because she's here. Like, I'm probably going to listen to her later, to be quite honest with you.
Thank
So,
you so much.
yeah, not at all. Not at all. But Piper, seriously, though, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Truth